Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, General Practitioner and Healthy Lifestyle Advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider packing healthy, nutritious snacks and lunches for your children to carry, rather than having them buy them at school. And don't just pack things you think they should have. Have a discussion and come up with things that you both know they will enjoy.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
My friend, you don't plan to get her? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
This is the CBC Morning Report for today, Thursday, February 8th. I'm Tisha Hines. Good morning. In our top story, Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM and non-resident High Commissioner to Jamaica, David Comichong, says the inter-Caribbean direct flight will help to facilitate diplomatic and trade relations. He is elated to know that the trip to Jamaica will no longer be a whole-day affair. He was on the inaugural direct flight, which inter-Caribbean has started 3 days a week between Barbados and Jamaica. Ambassador Comichong says the flight home was significantly different to the one going to the land of food and water.
To get up 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to get a 5 a.m. flight from Barbados to Trinidad to change planes, to fly to Antigua, and then on to Jamaica. So it was a whole day of flying. Now coming back on inter-Caribbean, the flight up was a different airline. I won't call their name, but coming back was inter-Caribbean. I left Jamaica at 10 o'clock, and I arrived in Barbados at 3 hours later, 1 p.m. So, you know, chalk and cheese. So I'm really pleased with this development. And it is extra pleasing for me, because I am Barbados' non-resident High Commissioner to Jamaica. And in that capacity, just last year, we signed a cooperation agreement, Barbados and Jamaica. And we now have to operationalize that agreement. And to have a direct flight between the two countries is really going to facilitate all of the initiatives we want to do.
What is also attractive for the ambassador is that it connects to Cuba.
I learned that you can go direct to Jamaica, and then there's a flight immediately to Havana, Cuba. And again, I am in charge of the Barbados side of the Barbados-Cuba Cooperation Task Force. And that too, the fact that we will now be able to go Barbados, Jamaica, straight on to Havana is going to facilitate the cooperation agreement. So this is what regional integration is all about. There's no real regional integration without connectivity, without people being able to travel and connect with each other, without those people-to-people relations. So I really want to thank this airline because they've really stepped into the breach, because we have really been suffering from lack of air connectivity within our region, and they have stepped up to the plate. And I am going to will this venture to magnificent success, because we do need it.
And the traffic from Jamaica has been increasing, according to Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Tourism Investment Inc., Craig Hines. He says this flight will add greater numbers.
Over the period January to December 2023, we witnessed impressive growth from the Jamaica market. We welcomed some 6,000 plus visitors compared to the same time frame in 2022, where we only saw 4,000 visitors coming from Jamaica. I think that this is testament to the potential that the Northern Caribbean market holds, and this inaugural flight will undoubtedly help to propel us further in that direction that we wish to go in. Currently, the route is serviced by several carriers, which none of them having the opportunity to boast of a direct flight like you do today. And we hope that this additional competition will also, I know you mentioned some of the niceties that you have with your aircraft, but one that you forgot to mention was more competitive fares.
Meanwhile, Chairman of Inter-Caribbean Lyndon Gardner says this direct flight is just the beginning. He added that greater access to Cuba is also being provided.
We're always looking at how we enhance the product that we have. Certainly it means more employment, but we've got a lot of bigger things coming for Barbados. More routes, more flights in terms of frequencies and destinations. And we're complementing our staff to meet those demands as well. Even before we started this flight to Kingston, we have 3 weekly services that connects Barbados and the OECS to Cuba via a one-stop in Antigua via 2-stop. Barbados, 1 stop in Antigua, and the 2nd stop in Providenciales and Turks and Caicos. And so we already have a following of people going to and from Cuba. This additional service via Jamaica just augments what we're offering, and in fact is great. There's great activity with Cuba in terms of people wanting to go there and have the Cuban experience. As you know, a lot of students in the medical field as well as the technical field are studying in Cuba, and so we're already carrying a lot of those people.
Coming up on the CBC Morning Report, the St. Lucia Labour Party defends its crime record.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the four ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or
President of ExxonMobil Guyana, Alistair Rutledge, says the oil company was largely unfazed by Venezuela's aggressions last year because it believes its contracts in Guyana are valid. Now, tensions between the two neighbors have subsided. The ExxonMobil boss noted the company believes Guyana is engaged in healthy cooperation with nations like the U.S.
What we're seeing is Guyana is on the global map now. You know, over the last 5-10 years, Guyana has become more significant to the world. It's becoming a source of important energy, diversity to the world. It needs secure, you know, lower emission sources of energy, and Guyana is becoming a provider of that. So where we are today, as far as, you know, what are the friends that Guyana has versus, you know, where we would have been 10 years ago has moved. And I think the collaboration that we're seeing for Guyana with other countries on the military front as well as on the diplomatic and economic front reflects that. And so I think it's a healthy thing. I think it's good for the Western Hemisphere that we see those kind of collaborations, and hopefully it'll continue. ExxonMobil has the comfort that we believe the contract that we have with the country is valid under the local law, but also under international law, that we have valid rights to the blocks in which we're participating. And the issue between countries needs to be dealt with as it is being done between the governments of the two countries. And so we were very thankful that the meeting took place in early December. The Argyle Agreement was reached, and that the two countries committed themselves to not either threaten or use force to resolve the issue.
The St. Lucia Labour Party, led by Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, has defended its record on crime prevention, with Mr. Pierre urging political figures to stop exploiting recent violence for their own gain. As of Wednesday, St. Lucia has recorded 11 murders so far for 2024. We get more in this HTS report.
I apologize on behalf of the Labour Party for the abandonment of the K9 unit. I apologize on behalf of the Labour Party for the lack of any strategic, decisive plan to deal with this matter. I apologize for their appallingly weak stance on this matter.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre has been hounded by the finger-pointing opposition United Workers' Party for his performance as National Security Minister. Opposition leader Alan Chastney's New Year address echoed shocking sentiments expressed by Senator Dominic Feddy regarding the incumbent's moral bearings. The government leader believes the rhetoric is all a projection.
I don't know who he's speaking about, but if the person he's speaking about is who I think, that guy was only a member of his party. You see, and these are the things that you all forget. I don't. Why are you forgetting that? Why are we forgetting that? Suddenly you found out. Only now, you were prime minister. You had all the power in your hands. You had this guy 5 years on your back consistently and persistently. You did nothing. And you found that out now? That is hypocrisy at its highest.
Amid calls for unity in tackling crime, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre rejects claims of division, arguing there's no disagreement on fighting crime. He accuses the opposition of using harmful rhetoric that damages the country's reputation.
It's ignorance, and it shows the sign of joining men who are clutching at whatever they can. But anytime the people of St. Lucia are called to respond, they respond. And I'm very happy with the response from the people of St. Lucia. Because the people of St. Lucia are not falling for that rhetoric. The people of St. Lucia are interested in St. Lucia moving forward. You see the responses to the battle relay. You see the responses to independence. You see the responses. You see what the young people are doing.
Pierre touts tougher gun laws, more resources for fingerprint analysis and forensics, and improved police mobility as efforts to enhance law enforcement capacity. Last week, Senator Dominic Fede, who previously linked criminals to the St. Lucia Labour Party, SLP, dismissed calls for an apology from SLP Deputy Leader Dr. Ernest Hilaire.
Now, Jamaica's Child Protection and Family Services Agency is condemning child abuse amid an increase in reported cases. Many have been brought to the fore through videos circulating on social media. CVM Television reports.
Parents who find extreme disciplinary measures normal, but authorities describe that as child abuse. Director of Children and Family Planning Programs at the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, Dr. Warren Thompson, says though there is no definite way to discover all cases, there is an increase in reports.
Could be more persons are becoming sensitive to the issue, are becoming more concerned about what happens to children, and are more willing to report, or it could could very well be an increase in the number of children who are experiencing violence at the hands of family members and parents especially.
While some cases are discovered on social media, he explains the agency's protocol of handling these matters is quite similar to those reported, in which locating the child remains the agency's priority. But one might wonder what takes place thereafter.
Removing the child from the family is never the first option. So what we do is do the investigations first, safeguard the child. So do we need to remove the child right away? It may mean ensuring that the child gets medical attention. It may mean providing an almost psychological first aid to the child.
Family members are afterwards examined to locate a place of safety where the victim can be housed. And in other cases, the government steps in. But where is the line drawn between corporal punishment and extreme measures?
Very often when you see these videos, it is not a slap on the arm. It's not a tap. It's real emotional, intentional effort to harm the child. And in such a case, it is very clear, certainly it will be clear to a court and to the court of public opinion that this individual is being cruel to this child.
However, with the Prime Minister's announcement to remove corporal punishment from homes as well, a tap on the hand could at that time be considered child cruelty.
The management team of controversial Trinidad and Tobago artist Cayman 6 believes the 23-year-old is being unfairly targeted after being banned from performing in St. Kitts and Nevis. The police service there claimed his lyrics promoted gang life and violence. It has led to Trinidad's tourism minister telling so-called Trinidad artists that it may be time to adapt if they want to earn a living. CNC3 reports.
Some of his music videos may start off with a disclaimer that Cayman 6 does not promote any gang violence. But St. Kitts and Nevis police believe otherwise. The now controversial singer, who in late December barely survived an attack on his life along the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway that left 4 people dead, was carded to perform on March 2nd in St. Kitts and Nevis. However, the country's police force put out a statement saying that won't happen again, as after meeting with stakeholders, they believe his music explicitly endorses violence, the promotion of criminal activities, and the consistent glorification of gang life. They went on to say that they believe it can potentially have a negative impact on public order. Now, this country's tourism and culture minister weighed in on the matter and said St. Kitts and Nevis has the sovereign right to enforce its laws to maintain law and order. Now, Minister Mitchell went on to say that what happened with Cayman 6 can be seen as a serious obstacle and threat to the Trinidad music industry and may strike a death blow to the genre if artists cannot export their music or perform in Caribbean countries that are becoming increasingly intolerant of violent music. The minister suggested that artists adjust and adapt. But Cayman 6's management team said that is exactly what he's trying to do. Now, currently, the artist is in police custody, but in an interview with his management team, they indicated that he is upset about the entire situation. His management team said the 23-year-old has in fact been trying to pull back on the gun music, but if countries continue to ban him, then they are not providing the opportunity to show his evolution and maturity. The team went on to say that recently he put out an extended play recording with 7 songs where 5 of them were not so-called gun tunes. However, they say the 2 songs about badness were the 2 that people love the most, and Cayman 6 has no control over that. In a recent interview with Grenadian media after that island red-flagged his music as well, he explained,
"You have to use in your head. Think about the right thing, you understand? And don't take chain up from nobody, no lyrics. I don't believe no lyrics. You understand? Supposed to be controlling, no you."
His management team believes the breakthrough artist is being unfairly targeted due to his popularity and has been made the face of violent music when he himself has been a victim of crime.
Voters in Indonesia will head to the ballot box next week to elect their new president. One of the main campaign issues is reducing poverty. Government data suggests at least 25 million people live in poverty, with many voters feeling left behind. We get more in this Al Jazeera report.
The day starts at 4 a.m. for these fishermen as they return to town to sell what they've caught. Conversation revolves around the election and who they'll trust to lead Indonesia. For some, it's Ganjar Pranowo, a former governor who's promised to improve access to higher education.
I will vote for Ganjar Pranowo. He's skinny, but he is a good man. It's okay that I'm uneducated, but I want my children to go to school.
For others, it's the Defence Minister, Prabowo Subianto. He's pledged to continue the current government's development policies.
Prabowo Subianto has promised to improve the lives of farmers and fishermen.
East Nusa Tenggara province is one of the poorest in the country, and living conditions influence how many Indonesians will vote.
I want the next leader to pay more attention to us and reach out to the poor people.
Voters living in poverty in both urban and remote rural areas make up a significant demographic.
Although Indonesia has made progress in poverty alleviation, according to government data, at least 25 million people live below the poverty line. That means they survive on less than $36 a month.
In addition, about 30% of the population is considered economically insecure, meaning they would struggle to make ends meet if they fell ill or were affected by a natural disaster.
If we talk about data, it's like the iceberg phenomena. In fact, the number of poor people in Indonesia is more than stated.
At a rally in the capital, supporters of Anies Baswedan, a former academic who until recently was the governor of Jakarta, say they believe Indonesia's economic growth has left them behind.
Mr. Anies really cares about us, and he also visits us poor people often.
Back in Flores, Augustina isn't sure who to vote for. Her income as a small-scale farmer is just over $400 a year.
Our hope is that after the election, please consider us ordinary people, because we still need basic things like water, roads, electricity.
Successive elections have brought no change to her community, she says. So she's looking for a president who will improve the lives and the future of her children.
It's time now to preview what's coming up on today's Morning Barbados. We're going to have Jamar Brown in to tell us all about the upcoming Holetown Festival. And we're talking to Adriana Waith about Volunteer Connect and Mentorship and Youth Support Hotline, an initiative that has come on stream. We want to make sure that you hear a lot more about it. Plus, we're featuring a few exceptional youth, and Sean Clark is going to be in to share about a number of young people he has awarded as a result of good deeds. And then, of course, we are sharing more about the Voice of the Youth Secondary Schools speech contest. All that and more comes at 6:30 on Morning Barbados. We hope you can stay for it. But coming up next, more news, sports, and weather. Do stay with us.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the four ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Kids Karaoke is a platform
Minister of Energy and Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Senator Lisa Cummins, has called to question the image portrayed of Africa by some Western media. She says there's been an inherent bias when talking about anything African. Senator Cummins made the comment while expressing support for the African Export-Import Bank bill. This bill provides for the implementation of the agreement for the establishment of a partnership between member states of CARICOM. She says there's nothing dissimilar to the African Export-Import Bank setting up its CARICOM office in Barbados.
There will always be a conversation by some because now we're talking about the Africa Exim Bank and it is coming from the African continent that somehow there's something odd about what is being done here. And I want to take the opportunity to make it very clear that Barbados has historically, where I started, attracted a large number of international, regional, and bilateral missions to be headquartered right here. And there is an established regime that has existed for generations, and that is what is now being afforded to our brothers and our sisters from the African continent as represented in the Africa Exim Bank Agreement.
There are mixed views from the business community about the likely impact a reduction in port container charges will have on efforts to reduce the cost of living for Barbadians. Barbados Port Incorporated announced that effective February 1st, it has further reduced container-related port charges, taking the overall reduction dating back to last year to around 17.5%. However, immediate past president of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Anthony Branker, says while reductions are generally welcomed, the reality is the impact of the container reductions will be minimal compared to overall shipping costs.
The truth of the matter is that the port charges are such a small component of the overall cost of landing a container or shipment into Barbados. It's highly unlikely that the average Barbadian will benefit from any reduction in cost because we still are dealing with demurrage charges on a weekly, monthly basis. And because the port charges are $100 or $200 difference in port charges does not really significantly move the needle. And I don't think that Barbadians should expect to see any real movement in prices as a result of this, because the truth is that port costs generally represent less than or around 1% of the overall cost of moving goods into Barbados.
Mr. Branker offered two major suggestions of specific cost reductions that could have a more significant impact on helping to ease costs at the level of the consumer.
Minister Lisa Cummins would have met with some of the importers recently, and a proposal was put forward that, again, we could look at paying duty on the first cost of the goods rather than including inland freight and ocean freight. I think that would be one significant item that would move the cost down. Additionally, we also spoke about the issue with demurrage charges. Demurrage charges are the fees that we pay to the shipping lines for holding the containers beyond a set time. There's a significant cost around demurrage charges, and that is something that I think we have to look at, certainly at a regional level with the shipping lines. So those are the two major items that I think would significantly or impact costs in a major way.
This year's National Primary Schools Athletic Championship, NAPSAC, could be in jeopardy. CBC's Anmar Goodrich Boyce has the details of developing story.
Reports reaching CBC Sports indicate that the Ryan Bradford track at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex will not be ready for the start of zonal action on February 19th. Work on the laying of a new track at the venue commenced last month and was expected to be completed in time for NAPSAC zones. However, according to a source, there has been a setback. Specifically, more work has to be carried out than was initially anticipated. The good news is that officials are working around the clock so the new track can be available for the Barbados Secondary Schools Athletic Championship, BSAC, which is scheduled to begin on March 11th. Efforts to reach head of the Academy of Sports at the University of the West Indies, Dr. Randolph Allen, and newly appointed chairman of NAPSAC, Althea Belgrave, were unsuccessful so far. Anmar Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
Thank you, Anmar. It's time now for us to take a look at the weather. The barometric pressure stands at 1012.9 millibars. It's 26.2 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 81%, and the winds are blowing out of the southeast at 30 kilometers per hour. The present temperature, fair and hazy. Be careful as you head on outside today. Sea conditions, moderate in open water with swells ranging from 1.5 to 2 meters. And here's a look at how the tides roll in for today, Thursday. General forecast for Barbados, mostly sunny. Remember, there's an orange alert. The advisory is in effect for the haze outlook. A plume of thick dust haze will significantly reduce visibility all across the island and the marine area. Into the evening period, here's what you can expect. Partly cloudy conditions with a few isolated light showers. Well, coming up on Morning Barbados, Sean Clark is here with a few students who've been doing wonderful things. We'll tell you more during this show. Do stay with us. That's it for today's...
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning.
Good morning to you indeed. Good to have you on this Thursday, February 8th. I'm Tisha Hines. Welcome to another Morning Barbados presentation. I hope you had a good night's rest and you're ready and roaring to go today. If you have to commute, we know what it's like getting on the roads around Barbados, so make sure you leave with ample time to get there, not on time, but before you're supposed to get there. You know what they say, if you're on time, you're late. So make sure you're at least 15 minutes early. I'm going to make sure that I take that advice for myself as well moving forward. All right? I can hear the others in the back laughing already. So good morning to my entire crew and good morning to the staff of CBC. I was off for quite some time and I don't think I've seen all of you since I've been back. So good morning, and most certainly is good to be back. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about the Holetown Festival. So we're going to make sure that you hear more about that. And a little birdie told me that Morning Barbados just might be in Holetown live. Yeah, so who knows, we're stepping out. We're going to be a part of the festival and we'll be right there in Holetown. So I'm hoping that a few of you can come out and have some early morning breakfasts and talk with the Morning Barbados crew. Also, Volunteer Connect and Mentorship and Youth Support Hotline. Adriana Waith, Youth Projects Consultant with the Ministry of Youth Special Projects Committee. She's going to be in to talk to us more about that, let you know how you can be a part of it, or if you know someone who you think should be a part of it, we're going to lay it out for you and let you know how you can be in the know as far as that. Of course, we're continuing our celebration of Black History Month. So we are going to continue to celebrate all of the wonderful stalwarts, the people who have, through the years, helped to build our nation and make us who we are, both here and across the diaspora as well. We're still celebrating, let's get it right, love. So it's February, the month of love, and we have a little bit of loving for you as well. All different types of love are welcome and celebrated. Today, though, we're celebrating exceptional youth in a big way. So Zion Rose is going to be in. Christina Sargent, a student of Dighton Griffith School, is also going to be here with us today. And we start the show by telling you about some exceptional youth that Supreme Counseling for Personal Development awarded a few weeks ago. And I had the privilege of being a part of that presentation. So let's go ahead and say a very special good morning, Happy New Year, and welcome back to Sean Clark, CEO of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, first of all. And he's brought along Cherise Simmons, who's Deputy Head Girl at the St. George Secondary School, and Hezekiah Springer, a student at Grantley Adams Memorial. And of course, we're looking at the Personal Development Award ceremony that came up. Good morning and welcome to all of you.
Good morning. Good morning, Barbados.
Wonderful to have you with us.
As usual, it's good to be here.
All right, so Sean, I want to thank you for, first of all, involving me with your award ceremony. It's been happening for quite a few years.
Yes.
And I thoroughly enjoyed being a part of it, if only because you were awarding and rewarding all young people for the excellent work they've been doing throughout the year. So talk to me about how the award ceremony started through, of course, Supreme Counseling for Personal Development.
Well, excuse me. We in Supreme Counseling, we believe in positive reinforcement. We believe that if we're asking our young people to change, if we're asking our young people to become better citizens, then we need to reward their efforts. And out of that came the Supreme Christmas Dinner and Annual Prize Giving Ceremony. This year, well, December, was a record year for us where we awarded some 140 young people across 5 secondary schools. It's also a record year for us in that we have some 67 leaders across the 5 schools. And when I say leaders, it's because it's not only made up of prefects, but we can boast of having the head boy and deputy head boy of the Grantley Adams Memorial School. We can boast of having the 2 deputy head girls of St. George Secondary School. We can boast of having the deputy head boy at Frederick Smith Secondary School, and the deputy head girl as well. So we are doing fantastic things across the schools, and I think it is evident through the schools seeing the improvement, the development of these young people and putting them in leadership roles. So it was fantastic not only having you there with us, but to be able to reward those 140 young people. And I'm looking and expecting and hoping that this year, 2024, we can better that.
Oh, that's excellent. I think you absolutely will. Now, Cherise, Madam Deputy Head Girl, good morning to you. And congratulations. Talk to me about, your involvement with Supreme Counseling. How did you come to be a part of the group there?
Well, I started from First Farm. We saw that it was a great program for young people to join. So I talked to my father, and he was like, he agreed that I should join it. So from First Farm, now up to Upper Fifth, I have been a part of Supreme Counseling.
Oh, that's excellent. It must be a little difficult being deputy head girl. You have to keep a lot of people in check, or are the students over at St. George pretty compliant?
Sometimes.
It's a hard job, but somebody has to do it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good stuff. So you, Hezekiah, little one, big name. I think I said that on the night as well. Tell me all about how you came to be a part of Supreme Counseling.
Well, in first farm, as she said, I felt that was a very good program for young people to grow up. So I spoke to my mother. She said, it's a good program. You should join it. I joined it. I met Sean Clark. He's a good person.
What are some of the things that you get to do with Supreme Counseling, Hezekiah?
Well, I get to meet more people.
And you do a lot of talking, yes?
Yes.
So you have a lot of counselors. How do you feel, Sharice, about being able to have access to counselors to talk to you about challenges that you might be having at school or at home on a daily basis? Does that make a big difference in terms of how you approach your days?
Actually, it does, because sometimes you don't really want to talk to a teacher or some adults, but there you have a Supreme counselor that you can just go and talk to, and they'll be understanding and there to listen.
That's excellent. I know that you were all awarded for different things, and some of you won multiple awards, so I'm going to leave that for you to talk about, Sean.
Yes, well, Sharif, she was awarded for becoming deputy head girl of the school, because again we see that as a great achievement. Throughout the 5-6 years that she's been with us, she has been exceptional. She's a young lady that we have seen develop, we have seen her blossom, and I'm extremely proud of her development. Hezekiah, I met Hezekiah last year. This is his second year at Grantley Adams School, and I have already seen the leadership potential in this young man. He's actually in my group. I'm his group facilitator at Grantley, and I've saddled him somewhat with responsibility of keeping the group in check. If I'm not in the room, he marks the register. He really, really helps me out. Hezekiah this year is the #1 student in Supreme Counseling.
I remember.
Across the 5 schools. We have 1,300 young people in Supreme Counseling. I think it's a great achievement to be #1 of 1,300 young people. He also was the recipient of the Diane Holder Memorial Award, and he also won the CEO award as well. So Hezekiah is on his way. It's a lot of pressure because he's expected now to be always on his best behavior. But one of the things I say to my young people, I expect you to foul up. I expect you to make mistakes. You are young. So I'm not expecting a perfect person. I myself, I'm not a perfect person. But let fouling up be the exception and not the rule.
That's a wonderful piece of advice that, even adults can take. Hezekiah, how does it feel to have been awarded in this way, being #1 out of all of the students? I saw the big smiles on the night, so you don't have to pretend this morning, because I saw the smiles already. And remember what I said? It really isn't a smile if I can't see teeth.
But it does feel great. My mother is proud of me. My whole family is proud of me. I'm proud of myself. He's proud of me. School is proud of me. So all together, it feels really good.
I can imagine how it feels. Sean, talk to me a little bit more about the programs that you offer, because right now you're in 5 schools.
Yes.
I mean, I would love to hear that Supreme Counseling, the services you offer, are being offered at a few other of the schools, but that will take, for some discussion and so on. And I know that you're working on that. There was a call from you on the night to try to make it a whole lot bigger. So let's talk about the programs that you're offering for these 5 schools at this time.
Well, the program that these young people are directly involved in currently is the Supreme Self-Development and Awareness Program. And this is where we go into the schools and we do things like anger management, conflict resolution, thinking with sense, or as some people call it, critical thinking, self-esteem building. So we do a lot of developmental topics with these young people. On reaching senior school, Sharif would have benefited from a number of seminars where we take them from the school, we take them into the hotel setting, and we do team building, we do business etiquette. So there are a number of seminars that we do, career planning and so on, with these young people. With that program, we also get at the end of each term to have a social, because there are 8 dimensions of wellness, and social wellness is one important aspect of the dimensions. So at the end of each term, we take them on a social where all 5 schools come together. And yes, guys, we already know what that is this term. We will not let you know yet. So that's the that's the program there. And then there's the mentoring program. So on Reaching Second Form, we attach the young people that we believe that need that additional assistance, that additional help. We place those young people with mentors. Then we have our obvious bullying prevention program that we are really trying to we want that to be a national thing, to govern bullying or to control bullying in Barbados. And it is sad to say that over the past week, I've had 3 parents reach out to me for help because their children are being bullied in a serious way. And so it is something that we in Barbados, we need to start taking it much more serious than we are taking it right now. So the obvious bullying prevention program is a part of the program we offer in the school as well. And then there are also the supreme alternative to school suspension, that when any of our students are suspended, especially those in supreme counseling, and I'm proud to say that the number of students in supreme counseling who are suspended from school have fallen. And it is decreasing and it's decreasing, and I'm extremely proud of my children because it says that they are listening and they are applying what they are learning in their sessions. But we have the suspension program in the event that they are suspended, that instead of going home and doing nothing, they come into the program and we have a structure in place for them to help them, that hopefully when they return to school that they will not repeat suspension again. So those are 4 of the programs we have in the schools. Obviously, we have our community assistance program and we have our FIT program as well, Families in Therapy, where we not only provide counseling services for the child or for the young person, we provide counseling services for the parents as well, because we believe that is vitally important. And a big aspect of that, as you know, is our parenting program.
Oh, that's truly excellent. I love that. FIT, Families in Therapy. That goes against the grain when it comes to what we're accustomed to here in Barbados in terms of talking your business.
Yes.
We think your business should stay at home. Now, St. George Secondary School was awarded the Supreme School of the Year. How do you guys feel about, being awarded as the top school for 2023?
We actually feel really good because sometimes people, although our school has been changing so much, they still say at St. George, they don't want to go there because of past stuff. So we're really happy of the improvement at our school.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's been refreshing speaking with you young people up close and personal. And congratulations again, just in case you missed it, Hezekiah Springer of the Grantley Adams Memorial School received the top individual honors, Supreme Being of the Year 22-23, recipient of the Diane Holder Memorial Award and the CEO's Award as well. And St. George Secondary School was awarded the Supreme School of the Year. Cherie Simmons, who's here this morning, is Deputy Head Girl at St. George and a participant in the school, the Supreme Counseling for Personal Development Program for over 5 years. So congratulations to you and your team, Sean.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Continue to do exceptional work. And I most certainly hope that the next time we speak, you'll be telling me we've added another 5 schools to the roster.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
I as well. And allow me very quickly to say thank you to my team. I cannot do it alone. I have a team of fantastic psychologists, facilitators, office staff. So I want to say thank you guys for doing a fantastic job.
That is wonderful. All right, stay with us here on Morning Barbados. We have so much more to come.
Kids Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV 8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these talented young singers.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q1.
Good morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
10 minutes to go before the 7 o'clock hour. If you have to get out of the house, just go. I know sometimes it's challenging. For me, the first few mornings back, I had a real hard start. But that's understandable, particularly when you're going back from sleeping in, getting up at like 4 or just before 4 in the morning. Can be a bit of a challenge, so make that move. I want to say a very special good morning to a very familiar face joining us now to tell us about a very familiar festival that will bring something exceptional in 2024. Jamar Brown is here to talk to us about the Holetown Festival. Good morning, great to see you.
Good morning, nice to see you as usual, Tisha.
All right, good stuff. So Holetown Festival 2024. I can hardly believe it's that kind of time already.
Yeah.
It seemingly just rolls around so quickly.
Very much so. But we're ready for a fantastic festival this year. Yeah.
So talk to me about what we can expect. I know the committee has been hard at work. One of the committee members worked with us here at CBC,
Yes,
I get to hear a few behind the scenes things.
Yeah.
So let's bring everybody up to scratch.
We start this coming Sunday, the 11th, and we run until the following Sunday on the 18th. Our theme is Jamestown Then, Holetown Now. It's in its 47th year. It's one of the oldest festivals. I think the other only festival older than us would have been Crop Over. But we are ready. We kick off with our opening ceremony by the monument, and that starts at 4 o'clock. The Layman Tent, sponsored by Brandon Stokes. I want to thank Brandon Stokes and actually all of our sponsors for coming on board, because it's still hard economic times. And putting on a festival of this magnitude, we want to thank all of our sponsors for sure. Directly after the opening ceremony at 4, we're going to be going over to the Layman Tent for a nostalgic evening with DJ Scorpion and DJ Scotty. We have the first of 3 memorial lectures, the Alfred Pragner Memorial Lectures. Those happen on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we also have our historic bus tours, 2 of them, Tuesday and Thursday. And the pickup point for that is by the monument for 10 o'clock. The ever popular floodlit tattoo. There's a change this year in that the tattoo is not going to be on Maple playing field, but it will now be on the Frederick Smith Secondary School playing field. And we've formed a great partnership with the Frederick Smith Secondary School. I think in our meetings too, we always say that we want to empower. It's funny enough seeing some great young people just before. We want to empower the young people of Barbados. We also want that this festival can continue for another 47 years, because at the end of the day, we're not going to be here. I won't say for much longer, but I'm just going to say basically that culture is a very important part of our makeup as Bajans. And I think, and it's good now, because I was telling the committee, you know what, look at us. I think I was probably one of the younger persons on the committee, and I'm 40 years old. We need some more young people to come on the committee, bring some fresh ideas, and make Holetown Festival continue.
Young people, Jamar. We need young people. At 40, you're considered young anymore.
To each their own. But yeah, so the weekend starts with that tattoo starting at 8 o'clock at Frederick Smith Secondary School. It's going to be the festival is a festival for the entire family. Yes. Saturday we have our vintage cars coming out. We have the parade we have a lot of young people on parade that Saturday morning. The Bajan Duflickies will start around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon, and then we have Soca Rumble with some of the top local entertainers like Edwin, Lead Pipe and Sadis, Little Rick, Peter Ram, the reigning World March champion, Quan. Sunday we have a fantastic concert with the Barbados Police Service Band. The Mighty Grinder is going to be coming out, so people can look out for that. We also have a red plastic bag, a whole heap of entertainment, even the after party for the tattoo with Hyper Sounds and Mikey. So as I said, what I would say for me that I love about the festival, and I've been saying to media and the country, is that we are proud that our vendors are doing well, and we are proud too that we have tried to pull back on all of the plastic, the toys and so on, but show more of the work of the great hands of Barbadians. And I must say, I spent a good $1 last year for one of the first times, because being a committee member, you're so busy. So I had the chance to walk through, and Tisha, we have some talented artists, we have some talented craftsmen, and I want to encourage the public. And even if you bring out your children to see the work, even if you don't purchase, let them see what Holetown is all about.
One of the things that I always loved about the Holetown Festival is the fact that you get to see the work of some of the prisoners at the Barbados Prison
Exactly.
Service as
Yes,
well.
please. Yes, please.
And their work is often very, very exceptional.
Correct.
I love that. And of course, the pageant.
Oh yeah. Well, you see, the thing about it,
always been a favorite of mine.
And that pageant served a great purpose in the time, I would say, of pageantry, because you would have found Miss Barbados World and Miss Barbados Universe coming out of that pageant.
That's right.
But I don't want to say that we've as Bajans would say, done away with the pageant. I think that pageantry, for some strange reason, I don't know, I have to ask people like you, why is there such a decline in terms of pageantry now? But I'm saying to them, though, we still need to find a way to bring the young, not just, and the thing about it is where my mind is and the direction I would want to go is not just for young girls, but young men too, to find something to put together to showcase, even if it's just a project, something, and bring it back into Holetown, because we don't want to take that away from the festival.
Yeah. I mean, look at the success of the people who passed through it, like you said.
Yes.
So something to consider moving forward.
Yes, please.
But Mornin Barbados definitely will be there. We'll be on the scene next Friday.
Yeah.
We are going to be there for the festival. I'm looking forward to all that it has to offer. Looking forward mostly to the lectures as well, because for people of our generation, I think hearing about the Holetown Festival, it was almost synonymous with Alfred Pragnell.
Pragnell, yeah, definitely,
so it's wonderful
for sure.
that you're keeping his legacy going.
That is correct. It's very important. I always tell people, don't forget where you've come from. You know where you want to go, but in order to go forward, you need to look back. And I think his contribution, and a contribution of so many. Actually, we are honoring, I don't know if you know the guy that sells the whistles and the horns. You know, he says it's better to blow than holler. Ronald, he has been selling through his mother, who had a stall at Holetown. So from the time he was like 5 years old, he was part of that business from his mother, and we are honoring him too. We are honoring the former chairman as well. So we do not forget the great people who would have contributed over the many years, 47 years of this Holetown Festival. And I just want to encourage the parents at home, the children at home who are watching now, to encourage mommy and daddy, not just to bring you to AgroFest and the Gold Cup, because it's a calendar of events here in our country, and we kick it off. So we want everyone to come on out to Holetown for, if not just the weekend, the entire week.
And even the theme for this year brings that historical value, shows the historical value of the area. Jamestown then, Holetown now. It shows the progression.
That very much so. What also shows progression for me, Tisha, is the amount of returning visitors to the island. And some people are confused by saying that they don't think that people come to Barbados for Holetown Festival. I think the reality of the situation is, that February is one of the coldest months in the year in North America. All over the world where there's winter, February is extremely cold in terms of that time. And a lot of people come to Barbados, but what we provide for them is something to do. And then when you speak to them, I love to come back to Barbados, especially this time I plan my trip because I know Holetown Festival is around Valentine's Day. So, and it's funny enough, it's always around in the week of Valentine's. And we just want to show that love, not just to our returning visitors, but to our locals here. I want that for some strange reason as Bajans, we don't like Barbados. We have these tourists who come and enjoy Barbados a lot more. So I want to encourage everyone to come on out and really and truly witness a great, fantastic 2024 Holetown Festival.
Absolutely. And of course, Holetown is a beautiful spot for more reasons than one.
Yeah.
You're able to enjoy all the shops and so on in the area as well. A beautiful mall, and there's lots to do in terms of nightlife as well.
Yeah, you have Sunset Crest, you have Lime Grove. There's a lot that happens in Holetown. I'm glad you mentioned the lectures. I mean, if any lucky Bajans are on vacation, they could attend the lectures, they could attend the bus tours, because the information that comes out from it. You got to remember that the first settlers landed in Holetown. It's a very important town to our country.
Absolutely. Jamestown then, Holetown now, Holetown Festival is happening. So make sure you get on out and be a part of it. Thank you so much, Jamar Brown of the Holetown Festival Committee. I know you've been a part of this committee
long time,
quite some time as well.
I'm
so
still young though.
Congratulations to you on the
you.
amazing work that all of you, continue to do, and you in particular.
Yeah,
because you've kind of grown to be the face of the festival too.
Somewhat.
Sharing much about it. So
Thank you so much.
congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the fantastic work. Again, Morning Barbados will be live at Holetown Festival next Friday. It's time for us to bring you an update of the news, so stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 3 minutes after 7 o'clock. Time for an update of the news. Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM and non-resident High Commissioner to Jamaica, David Comishong, says the Inter-Caribbean direct flight will help to facilitate diplomatic and trade relations. He's elated to know that a trip to Jamaica will no longer be a whole-day affair. He was on the inaugural direct flight, which Inter-Caribbean has started 3 days a week between Barbados and Jamaica. Ambassador Comishong says the flight home was significantly different to the one going to the land of food and water.
To get up 3 o'clock in the morning, I had to get a 5 a.m. flight from Barbados to Trinidad to change planes, to fly to Antigua, and then on to Jamaica. So it was a whole day of flying. Now coming back on Inter-Caribbean, the flight up was a different airline. I won't call their name, but coming back was Inter-Caribbean. I left Jamaica at 10 o'clock, and I arrived in Barbados at 3 hours later, 1 p.m. So, chalk and cheese. So I'm really pleased with this development, and it is extra pleasing for me, because I am Barbados' non-resident High Commissioner to Jamaica, and in that capacity, just last year, we signed a cooperation agreement, Barbados and Jamaica, and we now have to operationalize that agreement, and to have a direct flight between the two countries is really going to facilitate all of the initiatives we want to do.
What is also attractive for the ambassador is that it connects to Cuba.
I learned that you can go direct to Jamaica, and then there's a flight immediately to Havana, Cuba. And again, I am in charge of the Barbados side of the Barbados-Cuba Cooperation Task Force. And that too, the fact that we will now be able to go Barbados, Jamaica, straight on to Havana is going to facilitate the cooperation agreement. So this is what regional integration is all about. There's no real regional integration without connectivity, without people being able to travel and connect with each other, without those people to people relations. So I really want to thank this airline because they've really stepped into the breach, because we have really been suffering from lack of air connectivity within our region, and they have stepped up to the plate. And I am going to will this venture to magnificent success, because we do need it.
Minister of Energy and Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Senator Lisa Cummins, has called to question the image portrayed of Africa by some Western media. She says there's been an inherent bias when talking about anything African. Senator Cummins made the comment while expressing support for the African Export-Import Bank Bill. The bill provides for the implementation of the agreement for the establishment of a partnership between member states of CARICOM. She says there's nothing dissimilar to the African Export-Import Bank setting up its CARICOM office in Barbados.
There will always be a conversation by some, because now we're talking about the Africa Exim Bank, and it is coming from the African continent, that somehow there's something odd about what is being done here. And I want to take the opportunity to make it very clear that Barbados has historically, where I started, attracted a large number of international, regional, and bilateral missions to be headquartered right here. And there is an established regime that has existed for generations, and that is what is now being afforded to our brothers and our sisters from the African continent as represented in the Africa Exim Bank Agreement.
There are mixed views from the business community about the likely impact a reduction in port container charges will have on efforts to reduce the cost of living for Barbadians. Barbados Port Incorporated announced that effective February 1st, it has further reduced container-related port charges, taking the overall reduction dating back to last year to around 17.5%. However, immediate past president of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Anthony Branker, says while reductions are generally welcomed, the reality is the impact of the container reductions will be minimal compared to overall shipping costs.
The truth of the matter is that the port charges are such a small component of the overall cost of landing a container or shipment into Barbados. It's highly unlikely that the average Barbadian will benefit from any reduction in cost, because we still are dealing with demurrage charges on a weekly, monthly basis. And because the port charges are $100 or $200 difference in port charges does not really significantly move the needle. And I don't think that Barbadians should expect to see any real movement in prices as a result of this, because the truth is that port costs generally represent less than or around 1% of the overall cost of moving goods into Barbados.
Now, Mr. Branker offered two major suggestions of specific cost reductions that could have a more significant impact on helping to ease costs at the level of the consumer.
Minister Lisa Cummins would have met with some of the importers recently, and a proposal was put forward that, again, we could look at paying duty on the first cost of the goods rather than including inland freight and ocean freight. I think that would be one significant item that would move the cost down. Additionally, we also spoke about the issue with demurrage charges. Demurrage charges are the fees that we pay to the shipping lines for holding the containers beyond a set time. There's a significant cost around demurrage charges, and that is something that I think we have to look at, certainly at a regional level with the shipping lines. So those are the two major items that I think would significantly or impact costs in a major way.
And in sports, this year's National Primary Schools Athletic Championship knapsack could be in jeopardy. CBC's Anmar Goodrich Boys has all the details on this developing story.
Reports reaching CBC Sports indicate that the Ryan Braffett track at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex will not be ready for the start of zonal action on February 19th. Work on the laying of a new track at the venue commenced last month and was expected to be completed in time for knapsack zones. However, according to a source, there has been a setback. Specifically, more work has to be carried out than was initially anticipated. The good news is that officials are working around the clock so the new track can be available for the Barbados Secondary Schools Athletic Championship, BSAC, which is scheduled to begin on March 11th. Efforts to reach head of the Academy of Sports at the University of the West Indies, Dr. Randolph Allen, and newly appointed chairman of NAPSA, Althea Belgrave, were unsuccessful so far. Anmar Goodrich-Boyce, CBC Sports.
And that, of course, is our update of news. Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8, followed by The World at 1 via our radio network of stations on 100.7 FM, 98.1 The One, and 94.7 FM. Well, we have another exceptional youth already in place. We are going to continue to show off all of the wonderful things Barbadian youth are doing. Up next on Morning Barbados. Stay with me.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aa.grant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 13 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's always great to hear where there are new programs that are coming on stream to serve the youth of Barbados. Could only augur well for the future. So help me welcome Adriana Waith, who is Youth Program Consultant, member of the Ministry of Youth Special Projects Committee in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment.
Yes.
That's a lot to take in, but here you are. Good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we're talking a little bit about Volunteer Connect and mentorship and the Youth Support Hotline. Let's start with the Volunteer Connect and mentorship. What is it, and how can young people get involved?
Okay, so Volunteer Connect is an initiative we determined to develop to pretty much answer the call. So many persons visit the ministry asking whether there are any opportunities in which they could volunteer in. So it's not only for young people. We actually have persons who have retired, who are at home, have skill sets that they want to share, and they come in, and we usually encompass them mainly in the National Summer Camp Program. However, we have other initiatives now, like the mentorship program and the youth support hotline, that we require volunteers with certain skill sets, pretty much. So in order for us to feed into those programs and also help corporate Barbados, private sector as well can benefit from it, we've decided to create Volunteer Connect so that we could have a group or cadre of volunteers all in one, and then we could pretty much take them into the areas in which they're most interested in.
I'm so happy to hear that you're incorporating people of different ages, if only because I find sometimes people retire, from regular work, but they have those skill sets that we're looking for. All of that knowledge kind of goes away, and we've not been experiencing as much intergenerational discussion as we did in the past. So I would imagine that's what it's all about. So how do we How do we sign up? How do we get involved?
Well, you can find the information on our Instagram page. The Instagram
You're sending
page.
the old people on Instagram?
Okay, fair enough. Let's start with the traditional way. Telephone. The telephone number is 535-3835. You can call the receptionist and she will give you all the information. You can also visit us at Sky Mall, which is located at Hagia Hall, St. Michael. And our office is there. You can also go fill out the form. For our younger folks who might be a bit more tech savvy, you can go on Instagram. You can also find us on Facebook as Division of Youth Affairs. And we also have a website. The website is youthaffairs.gov.bb. Instagram for our young people, younger people, is DIVYOUTH246.
A whole host of people just went, Tisha, no, you didn't. I absolutely did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so let's talk now about the mentorship aspect of it, because the Volunteer Connect, I would imagine, presents one side, but mentorship is totally different.
Yes, mentorship, we believe, is very critical. If we're speaking about development, our youth development, we need persons who are able to be positive role models in the lives of our young people, outside of their parents, of course. So the mentorship program is not just for young persons who might be deemed wayward. We have children who have academic aspirations, but they're not sure how they could get into those areas in which they're interested in. So the program is primarily for persons between the age of 13 to 17, our mentees. And our mentors, they actually range from ages 21, and we have actual retirees who are also mentors. Our mentors are social workers, human resource persons, you name it, teachers, insurance agents. We have a whole myriad of persons who are mentors in our program.
Oh, that's beautiful. Again, do you just need to connect with the ministry to be able to capitalize or connect with a mentor?
Yes, please. You could, again, visit us. You can call us. You can visit us on social media. We have various ways in which you can connect with us. If you know your officer, your youth officer for your community, you can also touch base with them. It's really just one phone call, and they will make the connection for you.
What's the process of kind of pairing mentors
with our mentees? Okay, so with each application in that our mentors, they apply, our mentees apply. We pretty much go through what the needs are of our young people, because primarily it's for them to develop. So in order for them to reach their developmental goals, may it be their personal goals or the goals of their parents, we pretty much review the profile and determine which mentor it pairs best with them. And we go through a process of testing the waters pretty much. So if they determine that, okay, this relationship is not really working, because the reality on paper, it might look like one way, but then when we actually get the persons face to face, it might be totally different. So if they determine that the dynamic is not really working for them, we have no problem accommodating the shift, because at the end of the day, it's really in the interest of the young people.
Absolutely, and the next part of it is the youth support hotline that was launched in kind of in response to all that was happening, I would imagine, here in Barbados, by way of mental health and seeing so many challenges that the young people were facing.
Yes, please. As you could imagine, coming out of COVID-19, the lockdowns, that actually really did take a toll on many people, not just young people. However, we found that young persons were really tapping into the resources that are already there. So we determined if we really want to help them, we also could provide a channel in which they could communicate with someone who's trained to provide the counseling services, and it is confidential. In that you could be anonymous, you could speak to someone who's trained in order to provide the counseling services. And that way, if we are unable to provide everything that you need, we pretty much partner with other entities across the island to ensure that you get the help that you need. But it's not only for mental health. If persons who are working with young persons, they have a challenge or they have a query and they're not sure where they can go to get the assistance, that is where the responder on the other end will say, well, okay, I think you need this particular program or this particular agency. I can help you make that connection and help you get where you want to get or receive everything that you want to receive.
Okay, so questions across the board, across services, help that you need, you call and ask, and it's easy, it's 539-HELP.
Yes.
So you definitely can remember that number. Very easy to remember. What has the response been like so far to this helpline?
We've had a pretty decent response. It's a 24-hour hotline, so every day we always have a responder. Every minute of the day we have a responder. So nighttime we have calls, morning we have calls, but it could always be better. We want to hear young people. We know young people have a great voice. There are things that they have to say, the things that they want to get off their chest, and we want that they continue to reach out to us. We want them to call us. Please call us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you're old enough to know this, but when we grew up, there was a helpline called the Samaritans. Did you ever hear about that?
Yes, I have.
But I mean, it was so popular that people started kind of like, they would kind of play off of it. So if you call somebody and, you know, you moan about something, they would say, you should call the Samaritans. But it was so ingrained in us,
Yes.
and, you know, people who needed help knew what to do. They knew where to call. We knew the number by heart. You know, so I hope that, you know, people take to heart that this helpline is new.
Yes.
So to speak.
For young people
Samaritans,
especially, but you do not have to be young, 18 plus. I'm just going to say 18 plus, because you could be over 35 and we will still assist. You're not going to call and say, oh, I'm 60, and we'll be like, oh yeah, we can't help you. No, we won't do that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, in order to develop our young people, we need to develop everybody that surrounds them. So if you can help the young people and the people that are around them in their neighborhood or their family, in that way we could indirectly help them to develop as people as well.
And with that said, I'm so happy to see a youthful face and to hear that a young woman like you is a consultant on these very, very important, life-changing and impactful programs.
Yes,
what has it been like for you engaging at this level?
It has been very rewarding. I think from my inception, I have been mentored from the top to the bottom. The director of youth affairs, he's very instrumental. He's always there for advice, support. My peers in the youth development program, specifically the department manager, everybody has been very, very helpful. Always willing to give advice and help me to be a better individual first and then a better professional. So I think it has been a great journey so far.
Oh, that's beautiful. So we want to reinforce there are three distinct things. So there's much to do. There's the Volunteer Connect.
Yes.
And this is for people across the board.
Definitely.
So you just come on in, give them a call, get online on Instagram or on their website, and you can get all the information you need to be a volunteer.
Yes.
And I would imagine that you list the various areas that you're interested in terms of skill sets and so on, and you might see, hey, this is me, you know, this is something I can do. I can volunteer 1-2 days a week. Volunteer work is hard work.
Yes, it is.
It's hard work too, but it truly is.
It is rewarding. I believe I actually started as a volunteer. I discovered myself through volunteerism. So for me, I would always advocate for volunteerism because it's like a twofold. I develop as an individual, and the person that I'm helping, they also benefit as well. So for me, it's like a win-win situation. How could you lose if you're genuinely there trying to help? On the forms that you would fill out, there is a section where you indicate your areas of interest. So it may be sports, it might be agriculture, maybe educational, like whatever. Pretty much there's an area that you could specify what you're interested in and how much time you have to give. Some people might only have an hour, some people have hours to give. Regardless, every minute counts, and we really do appreciate it because we can't do it by ourselves.
And then of course the mentorship program. And I know from being a mentor myself in other areas and working with mentors on other programs that it can truly make a difference.
Yes, please. Our mentors, I must say, they have been amazing. Genuinely speaking, they have been amazing. We're always recruiting more mentors. Definitely need our males. We definitely need more males. But they have been amazing, very selfless, very accommodating, and they're always putting the best foot forward. They're always in the interest of their mentee. Even when we don't ask them to do something, they do it on their own accord. If they see something that we could do to improve the program, they're always there like, hey, we could probably do this, we can probably do that. And when we issue our developmental challenges, where there are certain things in the program we want to happen. So we want our young people to lead the program understanding what is a leader And we wanted to recognize there are people in the community itself that are leaders and building our community, and we want them to understand that you can be that as well. We want them to leave the program understanding, okay, this is my career aspiration and these are the places that I could possibly go to study. This is the things that I need to do personally to become that person as well. So we've actually been collaborating with various entities. The National Council of Substance Abuse, we've also been collaborating with them. They did various workshops on drug use and abuse. We've actually partnered with Sean Clark from Supreme Counseling. We worked on self-esteem building, self-awareness. So we pretty much try our best to bring in the experts to help us provide the product or service that we need for our mentees. And we do have some mentors who had indicated that they themselves have developed as individuals with greater patience and understanding of and for young people. So it's a pretty good program.
All right, exceptional. I would imagine that the volunteers also get some training when they come on in to make sure that they're prepared for whatever area they're going to move into.
Yes, definitely. We had training for all of our mentors, and we brought in psychologists, social workers, persons that could come and speak about what mentoring is, the do's and don'ts, because at the end of the day, we don't want to bring somebody into the life of our young people that's going to cause harm or do anything bad. So we always train them. Even if you have the qualification of a social worker, we still train you. And of course, that is an ongoing process. So training is continuously happening throughout the program. And we're going to place greater emphasis in training our parents as well. There's no but to say this is how to be a parent. Nobody has it figured out. But along the way, with our assistants and other agencies, we believe that if we help to develop the parents, then we include a mentor that is positive, we increase the possibility of having a more fruitful and productive citizen in Barbados and hopefully to the wider population.
It's been so wonderful talking to you, Adriana.
Thank you.
Adriana Waith is Youth Program Consultant and member of the Ministry of Youth Special Projects Committee in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment. And I know that ministry by heart, thanks to my Beige to the World days now behind me. Yes, so thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so
and,
much.
you know, I hope the program is, all three of them are collectively successful.
And hopefully we can bring more successful initiatives on board.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, another exceptional youth is going to be sitting right here with me. She's getting ready, and we're going to hear about some wonderful stuff that she's done coming off of this discussion on volunteering and mentorship and stuff like that. You're going to love this story. It truly is a feel-good story. That's next, so don't you go anywhere.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
I have to say today was a real exceptional day for me. I had a good time. I had a student here from St. George Secondary. I had a student here from Grantley Adams Secondary. Now we have a student here from Dighton Griffith Secondary. So let me say good morning and welcome to Christina Sargent. And she's a third form student. You're in third form, yes? At the Dighton Griffith School. Now, if you missed it, Christina has a heart of gold, literally. And she was recently awarded for a selfless act, something she did, and I want her to tell it in her way. I want you to share with us your story. So tell me all about what happened.
So it was a day I had school, and that morning, the people from the transport board, they had snacks given away. So we got some snacks. It was me and a group of girls from school. We got snacks, and some of them we didn't eat. So instead of throwing it away, we decided to go and share out to the homeless people that we saw. So
what was the discussion like with you and your friend? I mean, was it just like, you know what, we're not going to have these snacks. We're not, going to use these snacks. We should go.
Yeah.
Tell me how you guys discussed it.
Yeah, it was basically like that. We wanted to share them out since we knew we didn't need them and somebody else probably needed them.
Were you a little nervous, or, what kind of drove that in you? Why did you decide to go do it? Because the average person probably just would have put it in their bag for later, or given it to a friend, or taken it home for someone else.
No, we saw people and we wanted to help. So that's what we did. The first person we went to, he didn't want any, and that was fine. But instead of taking his snacks, he wanted money. And we were not sure what he wanted the money for, so we didn't give him any. And then there was another man, he was sleeping in Scotiabank where the ATMs are. And at first I was scared to go because I don't know what would have been his reaction if we went to touch him or give him his snacks or whatever. But it was 5 of us, all of us went in, and I took the snacks and I put them next to him, and I took a good look at the man's face, and I realized that I knew the person, and I got a little emotional and started to cry. And I gave him my lunch money for that day, so I didn't have any money after that. And a lady had to come and hold me because of how I was crying. And then after that, we made sure everything was okay. And I don't know who the man was, but a man came in. I don't know what was wrong with him, but he came in and he kicked the homeless man that was sleeping, trying to wake him up, and he was getting on bad. He was saying that that don't look right and he shouldn't be sleeping in there. But at that time it was raining, so the man didn't have nowhere else to go. So that made me cry more because he's also a human and nobody should do that.
Treat somebody else like
Right.
that. Absolutely. Now, that's so interesting that you decided to go help someone and it turned out to be someone that you recognize. That's what truly giving is about, because you didn't even set out to help someone that you knew. And there it was, you were helping someone that you recognized who it was. Yes? So you said there were 5 of you. Can you remember the names of all your friends who were with you?
Yes.
Okay, so let's give everybody a shout out down the line.
First and last name?
Yes, first and last
Okay.
names.
Tiana Ford Griffith, Delana Innes, Amaya Ford, and Shania Ford.
Oh, that is excellent. So congratulations to all of you for the fantastic work. Now you have earned the National Peace Prize, Peace Programs Gaining Stripes Award for January 2024. How did that make you feel?
Happy, because I got to help people and they showed me different programs that I could go to and help feed the homeless and assist them. So I was happy about that part.
You also received some recognition from the Barbados Alliance to End Homelessness. They expressed, congratulations to you on that, because I know the guy who runs the entire thing, Kimar Staffrey, he started the same way you started as well. Did you know that?
Yes.
He started by giving his own money as he walked by some homeless people in the Bridgetown area, and that's what really grew his interest in helping homeless people all those years ago, and has really propelled him to where he is today. So I want to say thank you to you for being an exceptional young woman. Thanks to your friends who are all obviously influencing each other in a positive way, and continue to be a beacon, continue to shine your light. All right? You want to give a shout out to Mommy? Mommy's in the background. So say hi to Mom.
Hi.
You have to call her name.
But I don't call her by her name.
No? Okay. That's okay. Just Mommy, right?
Yes, miss.
So on Monday, we talked with Youth Ambassador Ashley Lashley, and she mentioned a video that was trending on social media with a young guy who assisted a homeless gentleman with a haircut and a shave, food, and a new suit of clothes. And the person she was referring to was Dawn Leacock. So let's go ahead and take a look at that video.
Action, we giving Richard Chesterfield Small a full makeover. Big up the billionaire barber for passing through and giving Richard the freshest cut he's had in years, in addition to a new comb. Next, it was time for a big food.
Yeah, bro, we support what you're doing for sure. Charlotte Kitchen, 100% support y'all. Big up my Richard.
After a big food and some toiletries from Chattel House, it was time for some clothes.
Hey? Boss, brand new dress pants. Let's go, let's go.
Special shout out to Payless in Sheraton for donating some earwalks to the cause for Richard.
We toasted a good life, living every minute to the full, cause I couldn't.
And now for the finished product.
I got it. Oh.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is, when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives. And when in doubt, leave it out.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
O'clock, the time is just going by, but you know what they say, time flies when you're having fun, and I'm having a great morning. Lots of students passing through today, just the way we love it. They're still going to be on time. These ones don't have too far to go when they're done. Joining me, I have Zion Rose and Trinity Rose. Now, Zion is an actor and model, And Trinity is a screenwriter, actor, filmmaker, model, and student, and just doing fantastic things as a brother-sister team.
Yeah.
So good morning and welcome.
Morning. Morning.
And I could see the model side of it for both of you. Let's talk about this styling, Trinity. You know, did you get some help with this styling, or is this all you?
Well, what basically happens, we all work together as a team. Zaya and I, mommy and daddy. So daddy sometimes just put clothes there for us. So he'll be like, here you go, here's a bunch of clothes here. And then we would just choose the ones we want.
And you also do the accessories. You also look at some accessories to wear on your neck.
And and the bracelets and everything.
All right, looking good. It definitely is a unique style. I absolutely love it. So tell me, you guys, you know, while working on your academics, you are both looking to cement a place for yourselves in the film and entertainment industry. So tell me, Zion, a little bit about how you got interested in acting.
Well, it all started with our daddy. Our daddy went to all the banks, you know, all the show, all the banks, it's on Netflix, and he started acting, and then we were starting to get interested in it, and like, I'm not kind of interested in it at first, but when I started getting used to it, I was so interested in it.
All right, that's beautiful. Now you go to Reno Weeks Primary.
Yes, please.
Yes, what's it like at school when you tell people, hey, I want to be an actor?
Some people just look at me, think like they don't know what's going on. They don't even know what's an actor, so I just keep it to myself.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's good to educate people about it too. And what I've found is there are some people who can't see beyond their noses, and they probably wouldn't make good actors. But people who are creatives like yourself, as we could see in the way you're expressing yourselves, then you can sometimes see things because you imagine at a different level. You know, you can see things that people might not be able to. So tell me about your interest, Trinity, in screenwriting. That's very, very interesting. And filmmaking.
So this is gonna be a bit weird. I wasn't the original screenwriter. He was.
Wow.
He was the one that was writing a lot. Because I remember at camp with the Ministry of Youth and Affairs, he was the one that wrote it. I was just there to like type it out on the computer and help a little bit. But now I realize that with screenwriting and filmmaking, you could do so much more. It's basically having toys, like dollies. I still play with dollies. That's really how I use my imagination to write anything. Like I can have 2 dolls in my hand, and then I can make the act of a scene where I can just write it down. So to me, I love both worlds. I love writing it, and I also love acting in it. So it's just amazing for me to just write something, and to see it filmed is really, really beautiful.
To come to life. So then you're able to share your ideas and so on with other people, and they can see, you know, all that you were sharing. Can you imagine, if you think about it, someone came up with Star Trek, for example, and all of these movies that we watch, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is so far-fetched, but now you're able to kind of see it on screen. Yeah. So that's what brings us along for the story. So did both of you, you know, start at the same time? Did your interest peak in acting and filmmaking around the same time, Zion?
Not really.
Tell me how it unfolded.
It's kind of hard to explain because acting is kind of hard, very hard. You gotta learn monologues, different things. You gotta use your eye connection. It's just hard to learn, and that will make people not interested in it a lot. But it's also really fun.
Yeah, so what are some of the amazing things that you guys are doing, either together or individually, to be able to advance your careers?
Well, right now we're going to be on the show Camouflage. I don't know if you heard about it, but Camouflage is an exciting film. It was filmed in Barbados by patients, by Jonathan Temple and McNeil. Like, they're doing such a great job showcasing Barbados overseas. Even in the UK, they were filming, they were screening it, and people saw it. So for us to have like that opportunity to be on it, I mean, like we can't really tell you the plot or anything.
Or the role that we
You
are.
can't give anything away?
No.
Nothing at all?
No, we signed contract.
You signed non-disclosure agreements?
Yeah, so we can't really give you anything.
Fooey. Okay, I know something you can talk about though. You both went to New York Foundation for Arts?
Yes. Film Academy, yeah.
Yeah? Tell me about your experience there, Zion.
Well, on the first day on the Film Academy, I was so nervous. Nerves were just going through my stomach, they felt like there were butterflies in my stomach, but when I got used to it, it was actually a fun camp. I also did a commercial. It's called Dunkin' Donut, but the original commercial I did was about trucks. I'm not kind of interested in that. So I taken that chance and I get Dunkin' Donuts and I acted out.
That is excellent.
And I also did another monologue called Don't Play.
All right, good stuff. I can see that you had a good time. What about you, Trin?
Well, I'm going to put this in some words. At first, for me, it was exciting because it was like going camp and seeing other students. But when I got there and I looked at the school, I told myself, well, this is it. This is what I wanted. So for me to go in there, I remember I was in a room with a bunch of students and we were all looking at each other because it was almost like a competition, if I'm being honest. Like everyone wasn't so friendly, but you tried. My experience there was fun because I got to learn so many things about cameras and different shots. Like I didn't even know there's something called a cowboy shot or a camera when you tilt up or tilt down. And it's just amazing because I remember we were filming in Starbucks. It was a group project. So it was us, me, and 3 other girls. They were really good, and we just filmed in different areas. I filmed in the park originally because I didn't really know New York, and I didn't want to go out of bounds like in different locations. So for us to just film in Starbucks was fun. It was fun walking around with a film crew and just being ourselves. I was nervous, but yeah, we pulled through.
Oh, that's beautiful, and I can see that you both had an exceptional time doing it and learning more about it. So tell me all about this murder mystery. Is this what you're not able to give me the plot of, or is this something else that you were a part of?
Well, murder mystery is what we did 2 years ago.
Okay.
It's like the first ever film we did that he was writing originally.
Yeah, oh, that is beautiful stuff. That's good. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of your writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been amazing. I know we hear a lot about how the school system here is being changed up. You're still at school at Dighton.
Yeah,
You're still at school at Rental Weeks.
Yeah.
But they say they're going to change up the school system here so students who are involved or interested in other parts of the arts, like you are, acting, writing for the screen, filmmaking, etc., that you will be able to explore all of the wonderful things you like at school as well.
That's
you
amazing.
think that would make a great difference to students like you who might be interested in unconventional things.
That's amazing for new students, really.
It really is, because sometimes people want to experience new things, like they don't
But
always want to do something
They
else.
don't got the confidence to do it.
Or not really the equipment to do it, so that's really good. Good job, Barbados.
You guys have, the ages are different, but you feed off of each other. I hardly see brothers and sisters who get along as well as you are, or you guys are getting along just for me.
No, we get along all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
sometimes we have some arguments.
Just little ones.
Little arguments like over
that's normal
characters that we like, so we just debate. But yeah, we're like twins, but 5 years apart.
That's beautiful, and you look very much alike as well. Same dimple, same side, everything, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's twins. We're twinning.
We're twinning. I love it. Congratulations, and I wish you the very best. Where can we find you on Insta? Because I'm going to go follow right now.
Okay.
Let's see.
On Instagram, you can find me on, my username is trinity.rose, LOL. Don't forget the LOL. It's very important. And Did you finish, or I could tell you Zion's Instagram?
You can go. I'm pretty quick on this.
Okay, and Zion's Instagram is Zion.Rose, but with 3 E's.
Trinity.Rose, I have you here. And Zion.Rose with 3 E's. All right, it's all done. Okay. And we'll encourage you to go follow as well these exceptional young people who are pursuing their dreams. And it must be wonderful to know that you have such supportive parents as well. Mom and dad supporting you, Zion. What does it mean that mom and dad support you in the way they do?
Well, it kind of means we both love our mom and dad. Our dad is our manager, our stylist, and our mom my mom is also plait my hair and help me do all sorts of things. But yeah, we love them.
Yeah. All right, that's beautiful. Good stuff. So are you guys going off to school today, or you get to stay home today?
Wow. Well, she gets to stay home today, but I still gotta go.
Are you gonna get to go to school dressed like this, or you gotta put the uniform on?
Uniform has to go back on.
Yeah. Do you guys like uniforms though?
No.
I find a lot of young people think it's like a square, you know.
I mean, I don't mind a uniform because, I mean, without uniforms, I gotta wake up every morning saying, what to wear, what do I wear today? So I'm kind of glad for the uniform. I like my uniforms, cool.
Yeah, but you'd prefer to rock out these boots, yeah?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who knows? Maybe sometime in the near future, education minister, who knows? Maybe that can happen. All right, I want to thank both of you for coming in and sharing with us. Trinity and Zion Rose. Zion is an actor. He's a model and looking good. I hope there's some ad agencies watching so that we can see you guys in some fantastic acts. And I look forward to all the amazing content that you're going to share online as well.
Yeah, it's really good to have the support of Barbados and our parents. Like, it's good to have the support of not only Barbados, but like the NCF, who gave us the opportunity to go into New York Film Academy, along with the other sponsors like Sheena Rose Inc. and Chafet Idol Cafe. We thank you for that experience, because that was our first time ever going to a big city. It was a big blessing. God's opened many doors, and major doors as well. And it's just great, because in Barbados, there are so many people we can look up to. Like, we look up to Auntie Mia, because she's such a great Prime Minister. Carol Roberts, she's a great CEO. And even our auntie, Sheena Rose, we look up to her a lot, with her style and her art.
Absolutely. And Sheena Rose, if one thing you can say about her is that she's unique.
Very.
And that's what makes all the difference. I also stalk Sheena Rose's page online.
Stalk her.
Yeah. I really love it and a part of it. And you know, it's amazing to see that the two of you are celebrating Carol Roberts, for example, for playing a role in helping you to get where you are and so on. It's always great to show appreciation. So I love that.
It's always important.
Gratitude for sure. All right, so that's it. What's that? Is that a light hanging on the necklace?
What's this?
Oh, this? Oh no, it's like a video game.
It's a video game, like vintage video game.
Hers work, but mine don't work.
Mine's work, but I don't know if you want to hear the annoying noise that it makes.
Let me hear it.
Okay. Oh, well, it didn't work. No, it's very embarrassing. Normally it makes a noise, but it didn't work. No, okay.
I think you got playing the little.
Not the little things. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to figure that out.
It embarrassed me.
Yeah, just a little. Cause I was all.
Don't worry, it makes a noise like this.
And I don't know what mice make. I never heard what mice
Never heard it before.
All right, beautiful stuff. Thank you both for coming in and sharing with us. Have a great day at school at Reynolds Weeks. Enjoy your day off. But when you get back to school, we know what you need to do. Yes? And just continue being you. You two are simply super.
Thank you.
All right.
It was amazing being here. It's a great opportunity.
Don't make it the last time, okay? You have to come back and give me frequent updates and all that good stuff, all right?
Yes, please.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back here on Morning Barbados. Stay with us.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, General Practitioner and Healthy Lifestyle Advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider packing healthy, nutritious snacks and lunches for your children to carry, rather than having them buy them at school. And don't just pack things you think they should have. Have a discussion and come up with things that you both know they will enjoy.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
You know why?
My friend, you don't plan to get her? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it. Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
And of course, we're celebrating Black History Month as well. So a teenager named Claudette Colvin got arrested back in 1955 for refusing to give up her bus seat for a white woman. Some local civil rights leaders back then saw the event as a chance to highlight the city's unfair bus policy, but decided that Colvin was too young to represent the struggle. Still, Colvin's act inspired Rosa Parks to do the same thing 9 months later, and Parks' arrest sparked one of the biggest civil rights campaigns of all time. So just know that you might do a little thing that might seem insignificant, but you have no idea how it might change the course of time. So make everything you do meaningful. All right, so the National Council on Substance Abuse, the NCSA, will be having a speech contest today, Thursday, February 8th. It is called the Voice of the Youth Secondary School Speech Contest. And here are the 12 students who are taking part in that speech competition. The finalists in alphabetical order: Davin Brown of QC, Michaela Brathwaite of Foundation, Tyreek Cobham of Ellerslie, Jaisha Estwick of Springer Memorial, Kalia Graves Weeks of Springer Memorial, Faith Holder Hinkson, Frederick Smith Secondary, Tia Frew, Corrigan Parry, Elizabeth Sampson from St. Winifred's, Jessica Straker, also of St. Winifred's, Kristen Walcott from QC, and Angelique Gearwood, Prentice Margaret Secondary School. So congratulations to you guys for making it to the finals, and I wish all of you the very best in the competition today. Now, next Monday, we're going to get a chance to chat with the first, second, and third place winners in that competition. Until then, we at Morning Barbados, of course, all of us want to wish you the best in the competition coming up today. Now, Q in the Community is on. It's Thursday. It's Q Thursday. So we will be hosting Q in the Community at Flash Zone Bar in Black Rock, St. Michael. This will be the Valentine's edition with a prize from the Flash Zone family for the best dressed female and male. So our Q family, you're encouraged to come on out in your red and white for Q in the Community today. The karaoke competition will be only love songs, all right? Only love songs. So just for, the lovers, only love songs. There's going to be a prize for finding the most red hearts hidden around the venue. And of course, Q is always good food, great music, drinks, good people, a wonderful vibe. So coming out because Q is good for you. And if you don't get a chance to head on out to Q today, of course, you can listen. Kimberly is going to be there. Jaquila will be there. Andre will be in studio. And the entire Q family will take care of you. Most likely, Cameron is going to be there as well, bringing all the action. So you can listen in to Q in the Community. So that's it from us for today. Time has gone by quickly for another Morning Barbados presentation. But the good news is we'll be back tomorrow for another presentation. So when you go through the day today, remember to wear your smiles. And most importantly, come on back to me tomorrow, okay? Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.